Well, hello again, everyone. Hope you're doing well. We kind of make our way through this interesting time in the life of our country and world. Just want to share some thoughts with you. Last night I was sitting in my home. Normally I watch the news about 10 o'clock and go to bed. As 10 o'clock drew close, I thought, you know what, I don't want to listen to the news. It's all too negative. I was getting tired of hearing about things as they are. But I realized, no, I want to be informed. But it's gotten me thinking. There is a lot of negativity out there, isn't there? There's a lot to hear that doesn't encourage social distancing. Can't be together the way that we might like. There are people who are being laid off and even losing jobs. People are getting sick and their numbers are rising and people are dying. There's a lot of negativity out there. One of the thoughts that I've been processing in my mind in these days is, in spite of all of this, God is a sovereign God. He is in control. And God promises to bring good from everything. Romans 8:28, many of you will know it. All things work together for good to those who love God and are called according to His purposes. And it's gotten me thinking, that reality in the midst of negativity, what does it mean? And where I've come to in my head is very simply the question, what are the opportunities that we have at this time that we can tap into? What is the good that God is wanting to accomplish in these days and that He will accomplish? And how can we tap into some of that? What opportunity do we have at this point in our lives? First thing that comes to my mind is that the one thing that we have in abundance right now is time together. And time is precious, right? It's one of those realities that we always wish we had more of. We're always running our kids to various activities. We're involved in much ourselves with meetings and so on. But right now, that's not so. We have time to be together as families. We have time to get together in different ways. So what are the opportunities that we can think about maximizing during these days? Let me get you to think, first of all, about family time, especially those of you who have children. Could this be a time when you intentionally and purposefully create great family experiences together? Have fun together. Have movie nights, have board game nights. Do all the kinds of things that you can do in your homes because you have the time. And wouldn't it be amazing someday if your kids looked back to COVID-19 and said, those were some of the best times I had with my family because Mom and Dad were really there for me, and they were there for me a lot. So let's create some real great family time together. Parents, isn't this a great opportunity for you to disciple your kids? We talk a lot about that, right? To build into them in terms of faith, to help them grow in their faith. Sunday mornings, we're going to be giving you material. You can go to Right Now Media, tons of good material out there that's available. Teach your kids about Jesus. Help them grow in their understanding of who the Lord is. Use this time to really make an impact in their lives spiritually. Sunday mornings can be, you can create a time of worship with the teaching. You could sing some songs together. Lots of access to Christian music that you can sing along to. You can pray together. Take prayer requests from each other and then pray as a family. Parents, what about telling your story? What life was like before Jesus, how you came to know Jesus, and what life has been like since. Tell your kids about what the Lord has done for you. And they'll start to get it and become open to the same possibility for themselves. Couples, plan some good times. Maybe have some of your older kids look after the little ones if that's possible, and have a movie night together, just the two of you. How about the idea of going on long walks together and talking? We can still go outside and walk, but share your hearts with one another, maybe in a new way. How about taking time to pray? You got the time. Pray together. That draws a couple so close. It's an intimate expression of love in the presence of God. So build your relationships in an intentional way. How about you, each of us, growing spiritually, growing in our faith? You know, so often we want to have time with Jesus on our own, but we struggle to find the time. Well, again, here it is. Staring us in the face. Spend time in Scripture and in prayer. Can I challenge you a little bit with a Scripture? Here's an idea, something different, something new maybe for you. But choose an epistle from the New Testament. 1 John or Ephesians or Colossians, Philippians. That's a great book. Just choose one that the Lord might lead you to, and then read it through from beginning to end 5 times. You will find truth arising from reading Scripture that way that you will have not found otherwise. And after you do that, not all on the same day, by the way. Read it through one day, read it through the next day. After you do that, could you read through the same book in paragraph form? Read each paragraph 5 times and very simply ask yourself the question, what is the biblical principle that's arising from this text? What is the biblical truth that God is speaking into my life today? And then secondly, ask the question, how can I apply that to my life? And you watch what God does. He'll speak to you, and He'll guide you, and He'll bless you. Last thing I want to suggest, we've got time. How about the idea of focusing on serving and loving? They're the same thing, aren't they? Thinking earlier today of those vitamins. I don't even know if people sell them anymore, but you remember the one-a-day vitamins? They might sell them. I don't know. But what if we did a one-a-day service campaign? That every day, every single one of us purposefully and intentionally acted in love toward people that we might not normally love. Meeting their needs, caring for them, telephone call, finding out what they need done and going to do it. Did you notice the guy in the news the other night, speaking of news, ran around in some place, I believe in the States, and he just dropped a rose on the front porch of every house in his neighborhood? Like, what a blessing to people that would have been. There are an untold number of ways that we can bless, we can love, that we can serve. So, we've got the time. Bless people in your church, bless people in your community, and let's let people discover and experience the love of Jesus. Might even lead some of them in the end to knowing Him and believing in Him and following Him. So, what does opportunity look like right now? I think I've described it to you. Wouldn't it be amazing in time if we could look back and we saw strengthened families and strengthened marital relationships, and we saw children discipled, and we ourselves had grown significantly because of our time with Christ and in His Word through prayer? Wouldn't it be amazing if we could look back and see people who not only had been loved, but who had come to believe as a result of the opportunity that we now have because of COVID-19? God is at work, and He will be at work. Let's join Him in it. Let's see the opportunity, and let's maximize it. God bless.